Opening the Sentinel strategic incident. The Sentinel is not merely another old game. The Sentinel is the abstract strategy horror game where sightlines, height, energy, and teleportation become a quiet panic engine. And frankly, modern design should approach it wearing a high-visibility jacket. This is a growth-oriented OmegaVG case file, which means we will explain the mechanics properly while also saying the obvious thing. The Sentinel is what happens when chess, stealth, and existential dread are compressed until the landscape starts judging you. The sober history is this. Jeff Crammage's 1986 Firebird game turns a 3D landscape into a battle of visibility and resource transfer, with the Sentinel absorbing energy if it can see you.
Say hello to my little friend!
That alone makes it worth covering, but the strategic reason is stronger. This is searchable, underserved design history with a clean, modern comparison. Why this video exists? The channel already has a strong retro mechanics identity. The Sentinel fits because it gives viewers a very clear promise. Here is the old machine doing something modern games still talk about: inexpensive rooms. It also gives the algorithm clean hooks, platform nostalgia, game-specific search, design ancestry, and a ridiculous thesis that is funny enough to click, but mechanical enough to retain. It looks like a strange statue simulator with hills. That is the surface red, and the surface red is how great games get buried. It is a stealth strategy game where the camera angle is not presentation, it is the rule book.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
The core loop, or the machine beneath the miracle. The loop is built from line of sight, elevation, energy economy, teleport planning, tree placement, landscape reading, and the discipline to act before the giant rotating accusation notices you. That is the engine. Not the box art, not the nostalgia, not a vague feeling that things were better when computers sounded like kettles. The important lesson is compression. These games could not hide weak systems behind production volume, so every mechanic had to work like it was paying rent.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Modern games often add layers, progression layers, currency layers, upgrade layers, map layers. Here the design has fewer layers, which means the player's mistake is visible from space. Tactical doctrine for rooters will want to play better. Height is survival. Move upward with a plan, not hope. Use trees and boulders as resource steps. The landscape is your inventory. Never let the Sentinel's gaze become a debate. If it can see you, the argument is already expensive. Plan teleport chains before spending energy. Panic teleporting is just bankruptcy with scenery. Why it still matters. The Sentinel matters because it proves an old lesson. A strong rule is more powerful than a large asset library. The footage may be old, the sound may be crunchy, and the interface may occasionally look like it was assembled during a power cut, but the decisions are alive.
What do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale.
It is slow and strange by modern standards, but that strangeness is exactly the point. That is not a fatal flaw. That is the cost of a game that trusts the player to meet it halfway. Modern the Sentinel, the Remakir they fear. A modern Sentinel should keep the quiet terror, procedural landscapes, and resource math, then add readability without adding chatter. The remake doctrine is simple. Keep the pressure, keep the readable consequences, keep the restart speed, keep the feeling that the game is smaller than modern titles but somehow more awake. Case file closed. The reasonable verdict is that the Sentinel is a historically important Commodore 64 design case study with mechanics that still explain themselves through play.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
The OmegaVG verdict is that the Sentinel is a monument to human engineering, clearly surpassing several space programs, at least one telephone network, and the average modern tutorial that thinks crouching needs a committee. Subscribe before the museum opens a disciplinary hearing.